All right, we are live. The Nooner. Episode 13. We got some people hopping in right now. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the restream. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? So I got my notes. I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 pages of notes for the Nooner today. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm just going to hang out a little bit while we wait for some more people to climb in and join us today. How's your day been so far? So if you're just tuning in, if this is your first experience with the Nooner, what I like to do here is to literally give you a little nugget or piece of information or some strategies or tips to take you into the rest of your day. We're at midday at this point, so we want to do a little bit more to get things going for you. Today we're going to be talking about top 3 mindsets of top salespeople. Or not the top 3, but just mindsets of top 3 salespeople. 3 mindsets of top salespeople. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to keep talking. Where's my water? All right, so I'm just going to hang out a little bit more and wait for some people to show up, and then we'll dig into this thing. For those of you that are hanging out with me, thank you very much. Hey, share this with some other people. We want to get the message out. If you miss a broadcast, there he is. There he is. Look at that good-looking man. Jose Garza joining us today for the Nooner. Thank you for being here. Make sure to favorite, make sure to restream it, share this with people. We got a good message today. We're going to be talking about 3 mindsets of top sales people. So I'm just going to get rolling because we're at 12:02. I'll tell a little bit about what this is. Again, my name is David Bradley. Welcome to the Nooner. Thank you very much for being here. I'm coming in here every single weekday at 12 o'clock noon live Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to drop a little nugget about either sales or business or life, something that you can literally use to take with you into the rest of your day. So I like to say, hey, you've had lunch for your stomach, you've had lunch for yourself. I'm going to give you lunch for your brain right up here because you got to keep this nourished, right? You need fuel for that thing. So that's the purpose of the Nooner, is to give you something to take with you into the rest of your day. Who am I? Well, my name's David Bradley. I'm a sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone. Been doing it almost 5 years now. What we do in our company is we help companies and individuals increase production, usually to the tune of 15 to 30%, simply by helping them find and handle missed opportunity. Now, if you have a sales organization and you get a sense that you might be missing some opportunity, reach out to me. You can email me, david@grantcardone.com, and I'm happy to put several resources and tools in front of you that you can literally use to increase production in your business. Some are actually free, some will cost money, but either way, our number one goal is to help. The other 2 things about me: I'm the author of a book called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. I was on the cancer sticks for about 15 years, tried to quit multiple times, could not figure it out, finally did, and wrote a book about how I did that and how anybody can do that. Okay, so go to stopdon'tquit.com if you want some more information on that. If you know someone who's trying to kick the habit and they haven't been able to succeed yet, get them my book. It's a great gift. Third thing, I'm the founder of a hashtag called Rich Man's Gym. It is home-based strength and conditioning for strength of body, mind, and spirit. So that's who I am. Pretty simple guy. Basically, I'm in the help business. Yesterday on the Nooner, we talked about selective listening and about being deaf to those who say you can't do it. Be aware of these people. Be leery of these people. When someone comes to you in the guise of help, raise an eyebrow. If somebody suggests to you that you're doing too much, if someone suggests that you do less. In fact, if you know the opening line of the 10X rule by Grant Cardone, tweet it out to me by the end of the day. And if you can do that, then I will get you 3 days free access to Cardone University. So the opening line from the 10X rule, tweet it to me at David R. Bradley, and I'll get you 3 days free access to Cardone University. So look, let's just get into this thing, right? So today we're going to be looking at 3 mindsets of top salespeople. The top salespeople, they think differently. Wouldn't you agree with that? I mean, they have a whole different perspective. Their mindsets are a little bit off, and maybe if you're not at that level yet, you kind of wonder, like, what is with this guy? What are these people all about? Like, what's their deal? So if you are looking to escape average, if you are looking to raise yourself to a different level, hey, thank you and welcome. Appreciate you being here. If you want to get to a different level, you're at one level now always, right? So you're ready for your next. There may be a change of think that you may need to do. I know we're all at different places in growth, and there's always these changes of thought. So these are 3 mindsets that top salespeople have now that you can start incorporating into your world. And you may have these already, but we just haven't maximized the mindset. Does that make sense? So, are you ready? Okay, here's number 1. If you're taking notes, jot this stuff down. If you have questions, plop them in. Comments, plop them in. Hearts, love it, favorite, restream it. Okay, top salespeople, they think and act as if they own the company. So an individual who just does their job, they will not get very far. Now, I got this little nugget from Napoleon Hill. And that's part of Think and Grow Rich. It's one of the first things he says if you're looking to advance is you want to start thinking and acting as if you own the company. Okay, so if you do that, the leadership in your group will start to take notice of that. It will change how you look at your company. It'll change everything. If you literally just start assuming mental ownership of the company and the success, it changes things for you. Okay. Worst case scenario is if you start really diving into this thing, you wind up starting your own company. Okay. Truly successful salespeople approach their job as if it was their own company. Let's take an automotive professional, for example. If you approach your dealership as if it's yours, if you approach the cars on the lot like they are yours, how will that impact your ability to sell them? That'll change everything for you. Just that one little shift in think, you're like, hey, these are my cars, this is my lot, my inventory, my dealership. You start behaving that way, all kinds of things happen. Ownership of the current company starts taking notice of that because you are now thinking about not as an employee, but about as an owner. And you start looking at things like, hey, am I loyal enough? Am I creative enough? How can I help these guys cut costs and maximize profit? You start thinking that way, all kinds of things start happening for you. Okay, so to become an owner, you first have to start thinking like one. So step number 1, mindset number 1, top salespeople act as if they own the company. Okay, so now let's move into number 2. Does that make sense? What do you guys think of that? Leave me a comment down below. I'm always looking for feedback. Number 2 mindset of top salespeople. They do not see themselves as selling, but they see themselves as servicing and assisting. If you've been following these nooners, I talk about this all the time. A great salesperson views themselves as coming from a place of service first. Grant Cardone writes about this in Sell or Be Sold. It's a huge theme in Cardone University. Service is senior to selling. Grant says in one of his videos on top traits of great salespeople, he says the greats don't even like the idea that they're selling as much as this mission they're on. Like, I got to serve. I got to help people. I got to do this. I got to get my message out, okay? Because you're doing a service to people. When a top producer loses a deal, they feel as if they've failed not just them, but the client. Like they didn't truly help them until you get your product or service into their hands. We talk about this in the Closer's Survival Guide. If you don't get the product into their hands, you haven't truly been of service. So this is one of Grant's stronger messages. Wouldn't you agree? And that's a hard thing to get your mind wrapped around. You want to be purpose-driven first. Good. It does make sense. And yes, yeah, good. I'm glad you got the book. So you got to be purpose-driven first and profit-driven second. Does that make sense? That purpose-driven will push you into the next level. So the bottom line here is it's not about selling, right? But it's about servicing and giving. And when you do that, you start putting things at a higher level of priority. For example, if you're coming to this from a place of, hey, what's in it for me? It's going to be a very different experience for you than if it's, how can I benefit the community? How can I benefit my family? How can I benefit my immediate surroundings? How can I benefit my state, my country, my world, the universe? You start thinking with that, and that comes from a place of service and a genuine interest to help others, not just get something for you. Okay? This is how top producers think. Okay? Number 3. Top salespeople allow themselves to receive. Now, what do I mean by that? So this is wisdom that I got from a guy named Bob Burg. If you haven't read his book, The Go-Giver, it's a really cool story about a sales guy who's stuck at average that finally reaches this level of greatness, and this is how he gets there, and he meets a mentor who coaches him through. But one of the lessons that we learn is that you have to be open to receiving. And it's a very simple mindset that greats have that average people tend to struggle with. I'll be honest, I've struggled with it myself. Okay, you have to be open to receiving. The key to effective giving, Mr. Berg says, is to stay open to receiving. Excuse me. If you don't believe you're worth it, not a lot is going to happen for you. If you have this desire to help a lot of people and you want to make a bunch of money and you want to say you want to have $10 million in the bank. If you don't believe you're worth having $10 million in the bank, you will never have $10 million in the bank. You have to be open to receiving it. Okay? So you have to see it. And what this creates for you is that you start seeing problems start to shift. You stop seeing them as problems and they start becoming what? Opportunities. Okay? If you don't start seeing problems as opportunities, then all your problems are just going to stay problems. Okay? So when a top producer looks at a situation and instead of seeing problem, he's like, hey, here's an opportunity. I can help somebody. I can serve somebody. I can renew a client. Okay? I can build on a relationship. Okay, anytime you can solve a problem for somebody, that's building the relationship. Okay, so see an opportunity to serve and not a problem, and look for ways to be part of the solution. So once again, you got to be open to it, dream it, and believe it. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that, Jose. Dream it and believe it, right? And then you got to recognize that you deserve it. You deserve success, and you're open to it. You're here. You're ready. You're certain. And you're in the universe. Bring it, right? You got to be in that place. You got to be in that mindset, okay? And that's all top producers have it. You ever see somebody and you're like, man, that dude gets lucky all the time? That's not about that. It's about being open and about taking the right levels of action. So you got to not just believe in the product. You got to believe in you. And you got to be open to having that success show up. Otherwise, you won't even see it when it does. It'll be right in front of you and you'll miss it because you're not open to it. Okay, so those are the top 3. Do you remember what they are? Tweet them out to me. Allow yourself to receive. Service a senior. What's the first one? Think like an owner, right? Okay, so here's what you want to do. You want to grab a notepad. You want to make some notes. You want to take a really hard look at yourself and in the mirror and see, hey, what can I do? I'm going to do this too. What can I do right now, today, to strengthen those 3 mindsets for myself and for yourself? Ask yourself, write these things down, journal them, brainstorm them if you have to, but literally, how can I think even more like an owner? Ask yourself that question. How can I think even more like an owner? Then, how can I be of service even more? What can I do to be even more open? Yeah, do I mean tweet the first line of the 10X rule of chapter 1? A little bit before that. So it's one of the first things you see when you open the book. So what can I do to be even more open to receiving? Right? Start looking for things that you can change in your mindset, in the way you look at things. And Wayne Dyer says this, hey, change the way, how does it go? Change the way you look at things and the things you look at change, right? So start looking at those, okay? Doing so is going to create an even greater level of certainty for yourself, doing that exercise. and you're going to see a spike in production. If you really do those exercises and you really incorporate these mindsets, I promise you, you will sell more. So that's your nooner. Be looking forward to seeing if anybody's able to tweet that out to me today. Tweet out to me the opening line of the 10X rule, and I'll get you 3 days free access to Cardone University. So that was your nooner. Do that workshop or do those exercises today before you wrap up the day. And let me know what the results are for you. You know, send an email out, david@grantcardone.com, or tweet it out to me, or shoot a little video and post it up there. Said, hey, I did those exercises. Here's what I got out of it. If you've got, hey, welcome, Doris. Thank you for being here. Man, you came in right at the last minute. So if you're coming in at the last minute, I'm going to rebroadcast this up on YouTube as well as on here on Meerkat. Thank you for the follow. You can go to youtube.com/Cardone Solutions and look for a playlist called The Nooner, and you can get caught up. This is the 13th episode. Thank you very much for being here. But yeah, shoot me an email or send out a tweet for me. Is it from the intro? Yeah, it's part of the. It's got its own page. You'll know it when you see it. That's hysterical. Okay. Well, hey, yeah, Doris. No, go back and catch the. Yeah, definitely catch the rebroadcast. They're up on YouTube. Cardone Solutions. Playlist is the nooner, and I'll be restreaming this again. But hey, yeah, do those exercises today. Let me know what it does for you, how it helps. And if you get stuck on finding that opening line from the 10X rule, I'm going to tweet it out. What time will I tweet it out? I'll tweet it out at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you haven't seen it. All right? So thank you very much for being here. Appreciate your participation today. Looking forward to tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to cover tomorrow, but it's going to be something good and juicy. Okay. Talk to you soon.